Welcome back to the Hennessey Podcast. I'm here with Nathan, the self-proclaimed guest.
Howdy.
I'm your self-proclaimed host, and we're diving right in, talking cars. Nathan and I talk cars like almost 24/7, all day long, every day. And you were deep in search last night.
I was indeed. I like. Just by the way, what's you're an Auto Trader guy.
I love Auto Trader.
I'm a Carfax guy.
Wait, what? Carfax or cars.com?
No. Carfax.
You can shop on Carfax?
And the selection is prime because
No way.
they all come with the Carfax, meaning.
Right, but Auto Trader has Carfax.
But not all of them.
True.
Come up. So these are like the best selections. These are all like have a level of vetting. That's why I like this.
Oh, I had no idea.
So I was, which you need a level of vetting for what I was looking at, which was
Tell me.
AMG V12 models, which could either be like the best decision ever or just a complete nightmare and just bankrupt your life.
But has anyone ever in the history of time bought a V12 and then been like, that was a mistake?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, like every Italian V12 car ever.
Yeah, but V12 though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Even if it was just a year, which we talk about all the time, but just like the one I sent you, it was a S63 cab.
Yeah.
Just so baller.
So baller. Dash to axle.
Just everything.
Yeah.
V12, or no, that's not a V12, but they have 65s too.
Yeah.
And the depreciation.
Oh, you can get them for like, what?
That's crazy.
65% off?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
There's
or
so
more.
much value out there. I think there's just a lot of scary questions.
For sure. Like a Bentley that was $350 and now it's $120.
Yeah. What does that cost to own when it has 40,000 miles on it? The service bills might be $10,000 every time you go to the dealer. Who knows?
I kind of want to find out though.
I want to find out, but at the same time, I don't.
You don't want to. I know. That's why
I
we
want
never
warranty, but
we just like the search.
Oh, the chase. Can we actually get insert here V12 audio compilation for like 15 seconds?
Oh, please.
Whoppa, whoppa, like SVJ Aventador,
Yeah.
F12, 812 Ferrari.
Who was that guy that opened up his S-Class?
Yeah,
did you ever see that?
Straight piped AMG V12 S-Class compilation. Like just insert right here, right now, and play.
It's amazing. How good was that?
Yeah, that was pretty good, right?
Wow.
V12s sound incredible. I really wish I would have had a chance to listen to a V12 F1 car in person.
Have you heard the news?
Don't play with me.
There is actual potentiality with a return to V10s.
Oh, wow, that would be incredible.
Did I send you that article?
I don't think so. Was it an April Fool's article though?
No. This is reported before April Fool's and then it's been followed up on after. So Ben Suleiman, the president of the FIA.
Yeah.
I hope I'm getting this right. If I'm not, I'll whatever. He was like, yeah, we need to look at going back to V10s. Everyone wants that.
Duh. We need to get our balls back is basically what he said.
Who doesn't want that?
Greta Thunberg?
And who cares? Not me. Yeah. So the one of the options on the table right now is scrap everything that was coming, do a full 180 back to V10s with synthetic fuel so that the green people can be satisfied. And if we meet in the middle at V8s, are you going to be upset about that? No.
Did you go to a V8 race in person?
No, I never did. I think you did though, right?
I did. Just one, 2012. I was a wee young lad. The inaugural F1 America GP at COTA, Circuit of the Americas.
That's
First
cool.
one. Had a cousin working at Santander Bank.
Oh, sure.
Paddock
Pass?
In the event department.
Gridwalk?
I was turned 20, VIP paddock, you know.
No way.
Oh, yeah, like VIP in the box thing, like right by the track, food, the whole thing.
Oh,
but
wow.
I was by myself. She only had one ticket. So, like, I went with my mom, but I was the only one that went to the race because there's just
Sorry, Mom.
It was a homie hookup. She didn't care. And honestly, at the time, I was like 17, 16. I didn't know or appreciate how insane it was. But I very clearly remember, and I have a couple old grainy videos on my phone of the sound. And I remember that was the first like automotive racing event that I'd actually been to. Car guy my whole life, just never went to anything crazy except for like some drag racing things. And I remember walking, trying to find this area where my seats were or whatever. And like during the warm-up stuff, the cars weren't even full throttle. And the sound
just shook your whole body.
Yeah, deafening.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You had ear protection?
Not initially. So then I get to my seat, which is turned like it's trackside. Like the track is
unbelievable,
right behind the fence right there.
Yeah.
And at first I'm just young, dumb kid thinking like, why would you need ear protection? Sure, it's loud.
Yeah.
Dude, after a few laps, I'm like, I need it. It's hurting. Yeah, my ears are hurting.
It's painful.
It's truly painful. Yeah. So, they have ear protection. So I went and got some and it was awesome. It was the coolest of all time.
Yes.
And, by the time I really woke up and became more of an F1 fan.
They're neutered.
Yeah, they got neutered into freaking V6 hybrids, whatever. And you definitely don't need ear protection anymore.
No, I've been to a few races.
Yeah.
It's not even a factor.
Which is so incredibly lame.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the senses that makes it a thing.
Oh my gosh.
It's like you might as well just make everyone blind next. It's like just take away another sense.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've also gotten a couple of lucky moments where at some car show they had some old like V10 F1 car that they kind of started up, warmed up, and then womped on.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they ever went back to V10s, and if that's a real conversation, fact checkers make sure to comment us. But that'd be sick.
It is. They're meeting about it.
Wow.
So let's hope that happens.
So kind of on the Formula One topic, it's been an interesting season so far. I'm going to pull up the standings here in a second, but there's been a lot of changes this year. Can you dive into that for us?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one is obviously Lewis Hamilton, or I've heard some people lately, and by the way, he's my favorite driver, so disclaimer on that one, but some people only refer to him as Sir Lewis, which, I mean, like, I get it, okay, he's been knighted, but like, I don't think, anyway, so Lewis to Ferrari, the biggest one, Sainz to Williams, poor Sainz.
He really got the short end.
He really did.
Because you could argue debatably that he was better than Leclerc.
I know
And then I was kind of thinking, well, maybe it might go to Mercedes, and Toto just never called.
I know. It's weird. Although the guy who they brought in to replace Lewis, Antonelli, has been seriously impressive.
Yeah.
Honestly, the new guys, Antonelli, Hadjar, and not Lawson, unfortunately. There's Bierman. They've all been really, really impressive. The new guys. Lawson, I don't know. No one has been able to be Max's partner or teammate ever since he's been on the team. The only guy who did it reasonably well was Ricardo, and then he got just destroyed at Renault and the McLaren. But actually,
he should have never left.
He should have never left. And actually, when Max was still at Toro Rosso at the time, Racing Bulls now, he had a teammate. Do you know who his teammate was? His teammate actually outperformed him.
No.
Any guesses?
Nico Rosberg?
No. Good guess. But Sainz.
Oh.
And then he got called up. I still am not really sure why, because he was legitimately being beaten by his teammate. And then obviously, the rest is history. But
yeah.
So
that would have been a really interesting pairing. And it's that whole Mercedes conversation is crazy. Like, you maybe could have had Sainz, but it's kind of going okay with just George and Antonelli. But then the whole question of like, well, did Lewis make the right choice? Because he basically just admitted, well, I don't have faith that Toto and the team are going to figure the car out. And I'm on my journey to get my 8th championship. So everyone get out of my way. Okay, respect. But, I got the standings right here. Mercedes is running 4 and 5 ahead of Ferrari. And Lewis is actually behind Charles. Charles is number 6 and Lewis is number 8 in the drivers. Like, did he make the right choice? Is Ferrari going to get it figured out this year? Like, is Lewis going to podium and even make a shot at winning? Like, McLaren's looking dominant already.
Yeah. Well, he won a race. It was a sprint race in China, but even he finished that whole thing and was like, I don't know how we just did that. Like, it didn't make sense. Lewis made that move. It's kind of like the car industry. Like, whatever they just came out with, they've been focused on the next thing for the past, 2-3 years already. So whatever he saw at Ferrari in the future is what he's made that decision on, I think. So I think expectations, obviously he's going to want to win this year, but expectations for him is long-term success. And he obviously wasn't seeing it that at Mercedes. So hit the eject button.
But it would be very interesting, like, what if George or Antonelli finished top 3 and got several wins this year and their car was kind of recognized at the end of the year as being super fast?
Yeah.
Then the question would be, well, if Lewis was in it, what would have happened? Crazy.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. Yeah.
So you got Lando, Verstappen, and Piastri, 1, 2, 3. And so McLaren at number 1 and number 3, both with 1 win each. So 2 wins for McLaren. Okay, what's just based on what you've seen so far? What's your prediction for drivers and constructors championship? Man, it's hard to see McLaren not just take it all the way home. Everything a sweep with drivers and constructors? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so but it's so McLaren? Early and everything can change. Yeah. So I'm gonna be bold here. Okay. I'm gonna say that Mercedes really figures it out and goes constructors. That would be interesting. But I think that Lando's going to win drivers. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to just not say Max and Red Bull. Yeah. Which Red Bull, their second driver is hurting them. So I think they're done with constructors. Oh, yeah. It's not even an option. They're toast. Yuki and, Liam. Ferrari will probably beat them in the constructors, and they'll be like 4th. Yeah, that's crazy. I think that I saw something in just the way that Piastri was driving in Australia. I'm gonna pick him for drivers championship. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Lando seems to get like real emotional. I don't know. Yeah, he has too many feelings. Just be emotionless like Max. Yeah. Just a machine. Yeah. Max is a machine. He is a total machine. They highlighted that in the new season of the show where just no win Lando. Yeah. Before he got his first wins last year. And I don't know. I mean, they really painted him in the light of like, he's more fragile and emotional and he feels more than Max, and Max is like his nemesis but friend, and I don't know, pretty interesting. I mean, of course, we know none of these people, but from what it seems like listening to Team Radio and then Drive to Survive, it seems like Max just has like that killer instinct. That killer with a capital K, and I kind of see that in Piastri, just with like the way he's driving, it's very aggressive. Yeah. And then too, so if you remember in the last race in Japan, the only like exciting part of it was when Max and Lando were leaving the pit lane, and they almost like collided because Lando was trying to like go alongside him, and he just made an offhand comment that like he was like, "Yeah, I ultimately backed out because I knew that like Max wouldn't." Yeah, and like there you go, done. Right. Yeah, done. He lives in everyone's head. Yeah, just like that. So, yeah. Anyway. I mean, he's had some savage moments where he's just like, I'm not here to make friends with anybody. Yeah. I'm here to win, and that's it. I don't care. Yeah. He literally is just, I don't care about anybody. I'm here to do my job. Yeah. I'm here to win. Which the Lewis haters out there will disagree with me on this, but that's what I appreciate about Lewis is he's got that, and he's got some sense of like decency. Yeah. Like the whole 2021 drama, he went over and shook the guy's hand. That is really impressive to do that. I don't know. That would be very difficult to do.
So
yeah.
anyway, should be a good season. And then V10s next year.
Oh, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm also going to make one more bold prediction. Verstappen goes to Mercedes next year.
Really?
Yeah. Not much basis to it. They kind of talked about it in the show. I just feel like with Newey gone, Red Bull's on the decline. You had the drama with Horner last year.
So,
you have more drama this year because they can't find a second driver. And they're not going to win constructors. Max.
And we'll see. Whose drive does he take?
I don't know. TBD. Antonelli. I mean, it could be Verstappen and Russell.
I see Russell getting the boot.
Really?
Yeah, wow, in that scenario.
Yeah.
Dude, Antonelli is so impressive.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you feel like F1 influences streetcar design and engineering?
I don't even know if it does. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. On a project that we're both aware of, it has directly influenced the design, and that's all I'll kind of say. But in terms of like tech, I don't know. It's a weird time because we're both talking about we would love to see technologically a step that's less complicated. Like get rid of the battery and all this stuff and weight and just give me like the ultimate man and machine.
Pure.
And that's what we want to see in our cars too.
Yeah.
So it's a weird time. There's a bit of a disconnect. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's as relevant right now. And I also don't know that it has to be that relevant. Like I know you agree with this. I just want to see the coolest racing possible.
The best racing, the fastest racing. Like we've talked about Formula X.
Well, yeah, but someone could say fastest racing is no driver and a robot, just AI, AI the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
So define that a little bit, like the best racing.
Yeah. I've always felt like when I got into Formula One, which really wasn't that long ago, like I've been a car guy my whole life, but then never really cared about Formula One until the TV show. And then it kind of helped me dive into like, oh, wait, this is really cool. And the personalities, the drivers, whatever. So I always felt like I didn't understand the concept fully that it's not just about the fastest driver. Otherwise, every car would be the exact same, no matter what. Then Formula One would be about the fastest driver. It's not. It's about who's the best team, who can put together the best car, given the rules, given the whatever budget. You know, some people have more budget, some people have less, whatever. Which then I always have this question of like, well, who's the best then? Who's actually the best driver? Mm-hmm. Like, what if Yuki Tsunoda, if you put everyone in the exact same car, is actually the fastest driver?
Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah. Obviously, he's not because he was just in the Red Bull and didn't go so well. But then the argument of, well, the car's set up for Max. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's a huge question mark. Uh-huh. So I've had two kind of thoughts here. A fork in the road. I would love to have Formula, driver, whatever, Formula something where
Formula D.
Yeah, but not drift. But everybody's in the exact same car, and it's purely just about who is the best driver, who's the fastest, no matter what. I don't care about your team. I don't care about your pit stops. I don't care about the tires. Just who's the fastest, which I guess is just time trials. So in a way, we get that with qualifying, but at the same time, we don't because the cars aren't the same.
Yeah, they're all different.
Okay, so there's one avenue. Formula X is my idea. So Bernie Ecclestone, maybe if you're listening, we could team up on this. Formula X would be racing that has no rules. The only rules would be you have to have 4 contact patches with the ground. So 4 tires, but if you figured out something that wasn't a tire that was fast, then fine. But just 4 contact patches. So it can't be a motorcycle. It can't.
Why couldn't it be 6?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could. So minimum of 4.
Okay.
Whatever. If you feel like you can go faster with 8, then try it.
Yeah.
Minimum of 4, so just not a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be driven by a human.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, whatever, and it has to last. Like, you can't break. You can't just replace the car mid-race.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had those rules, then you let technology and engineering and budget to some degree. Like, I could hear an argument about should you cap the budget or make it unlimited. But then you let money and engineering and ingenuity design, you let that prevail. And then who can be the fastest with all of those, few parameters and few rules? What would we find out? What would happen? What ideas would get created if there was like limitless possibilities?
Mm-hmm.
What if the Formula One car isn't the fastest way to go around a track?
I'd love to find out.
What if you could make a 2,000 horsepower Formula One car?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would even be open to. I would love to see a fully electric car versus an NA as light as possible with as much power as possible.
Yeah.
Head to head. I mean, I think we know what would happen, but that would be cool.
Yeah. Anyways, we're just dreaming, but the comeback of the manual is something we talk about a lot. I would say we went through a weird phase, just holistically, from one of the golden age of cars was like the late 60s. Then we got weird in the 70s and 80s. Then I feel like we kind of restarted a new golden age with the 90s. You got like F40, 90s legends, JDM legends.
Mm-hmm.
2000s was pretty crazy.
Early
Carrera
2000s,
GT,
yeah.
Ford GT, Veyron, C6 Corvettes. Pretty cool stuff mixed in there. V8s were cool. Koenigsegg's around, Pagani's around in that time frame. Whatever, it's early for them. 2010s pretty good. You had the first trilogy, the Holy Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
LaFerrari P1, 918, Chiron, like some pretty nasty cars, pretty awesome stuff. Like we're still talking Hellcats and V8s and horsepower, American, like normal stuff. Then 2020 kind of rolls around. Gets really weird. COVID was weird in all sorts of different ways. All these new mandates are really getting pushed heavy. The EV stuff is getting pushed heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I would argue, a lot of people started winding down their cool stuff. Example, like Dodge wound down the Hellcat.
Right.
They kicked it away.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mercedes got rid of the V8.
Yeah.
And all Porsche was like, we're going EV. And
the next 911.
It's hybrid now. And
the Boxsters.
Yeah.
Electric.
Yeah, so lame. So all those companies made all that planning and made those decisions and announcements in that time frame-ish, 2020-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are 5 years later. A lot of those things have been reversed.
Like a 180 reversal.
Yeah. Mercedes is like, no, we're bringing the V8 back.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord. Dodge, we hear, is bringing the Hellcat back. Stuff like that. Ford has kept their V8 stuff and their supercharged V8 stuff. So
the next Boxster is now not. It's going to have an internal combustion engine too.
Yeah. So
Aston canned their EV plans.
Thank the Lord, right?
But Ferrari's still making an EV.
Really stupid.
Yes.
But they're on a weird track. We can kind of get into that.
Yeah.
So I have this feeling that we're about to be back in a golden age. The third golden age, I would argue, of cars.
Mm.
And I think we stopped the dark ages, like right in its tracks. We almost had the dark ages again, but I think we're back to golden.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's about to get really juicy.
Yeah.
Example, C8ZR1, 1,000 horsepower right off the bat. The Zora is going to come out with, it's like an E-Ray and a ZR1 had a baby. So 1,200 horsepower from an American-made Corvette that's going to sticker for, I don't know, $350.
Yeah. We've got the GTD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Total golden age.
You know what I saw this morning? I cannot believe this. I saw a new Dodge Charger.
Ew.
Yeah, it was probably a demo model that
Like the EV.
Yeah.
Did you kind of throw up in your mouth a little bit?
Well, a little bit, but I didn't so much because I had the Pepto-Bismol knowledge that they're going to put a Hemi into it. So I was evaluating it like, oh, this is ultimately going to be made right.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it was cool. It's like a classic American muscle car design.
Okay.
Now, the guts of it now are like a joke. But if you get the Hemi in there, I think it'll be all good. It's cool. I would daily that. Like for us, it's a straight shot out here. You just need a straight line car that can cruise. It's really big. It's huge.
It's a big boat.
Yeah, it's kind of baller.
Yeah.
It just has some like weird, there were some weird decisions made there.
Yeah, the Fratzonic exhaust.
Yeah, dude.
So bad.
So lame. Yeah, I agree with you. And if we have anything to say about it, we will add and contribute to the golden era party.
Oh, yeah. And you guys, if you're listening, if you're one of the 3 listeners listening to this podcast right now, just take a screenshot or something in your phone, or put a note in your phone right here, right now. Date and time. It's April 8th, 2025, 2:50 p.m. Hennessey's going to make a really bold stake and claim in the automotive world. It's going to be nuts. Like we've already made some stakes and claims and done some cool stuff. We have a lot left on our plate. Mm-hmm. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the inside information for listening to the podcast. So you 3 guys out there, or ladies,
Congrats.
Big
congrats. You really gave a lot away there.
Yeah. So a question we talked about earlier, yesterday actually, Cullinan or Pura Songway?
For me personally.
Yeah. And this is, the parameters are you're daily driving this vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my answer, which was the Pura Songway. Pura Sang.
Pura Songway. Yeah.
Tough name, but yeah, that one.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Italian, sure, but America's their biggest audience, so why can't they name some stuff for Americans?
I don't know.
Like the Bald Eagle Mobile.
Yeah, they should totally do that. Yeah, that one. And my argument was, which I still can't believe. Did you make the right decision now? Did you change course?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
After you make your statement.
Well, it's pretty easy. It's like we're both driving on the highway or the feeder road in town, and you hear the Ferrari, and then you see it just blast off. And I think you would think, oh, I made a mistake. I should have gotten that.
Yeah, but then I might look at you and be like, wow, you're driving a car made by the same people that just made the F80.
No.
The V6 Halo car of Ferrari.
Rolls has the Spectre, so.
Yeah, but Rolls is all about comfort. It's not about V12s.
Yeah, you've changed. You've really changed.
Dude,
you've had a child.
No. Trust me, I want a Ferrari V12 just like the rest of us. But
you don't think if you were in a Cullinan and listening to your classical music with like some
champagne while I'm driving,
and I come up just wah 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 next to you and then haul off, that you're gonna go, okay, that was cool.
I mean, yeah, I would agree that it sounds cool. It would sound cool. It sound amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be chilling, dude. Like PIMP, capital P, straight chilling in my Cullinan while you're just like bouncing down the road.
In my Ferrari with a V12.
I don't know, man. There's something just really baller about a Cullinan.
No doubt. But I don't think it's you.
But see, if I'm going to buy a V12 Ferrari, I don't care about an SUV Ferrari. It's like a tiny SUV, but still.
But that's the game. We're only talking about SUVs. I
know, but...
So Puro Songway, Cullinan, DBX 707, the Urus...
Bentayga,
you're going...
Dude, it's hard not to pick the Cullinan. It's so baller because if you have any of those, I'm just making the assumption for the sake of the argument that we have another car in the garage. You have your weekend spirited car, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
This is like your 5th car.
Right. But we're dailying it. So
I've heard it's comfortable though.
a Pure Song.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's made for road trips.
Yeah, but
Like it's not it is not meant to go around a
cush.
track.
No, yeah, but it's not as cush.
No, for sure.
Dude, what really got me on the Cullinan is the tailgate automatic seats and the umbrella. That really gets me.
The umbrella. Yeah.
You pull up to the valet and your door opens automatically. Right?
I think, does the Ferrari have that? A button like for the back?
No.
I want to say
Well,
it
for
does.
the trunk, but I'm talking about for like the driver's door.
Yeah.
And it's kind of raining. You grab your like $3,000 umbrella out of the door
Uh-huh.
and open it.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
That's great. And
I get
you put
it.
your monocle on.
With your top hat, you're Mr. Peanut driving your Cullinan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I just think you would ultimately make the switch.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think you're old enough. I just feel like you're like retired.
Yeah. I don't know. There's this new wave of Rolls-Royce ownership.
I
It's
know.
young.
Now, okay, yes. So the Cullinan Black Badge, I could see, because it's a bit more like geared towards, you know, young athleisure, whatever.
Yeah, I think I've seen cool people that I think are cool driving some Rollses, athletes or whatever, and it's kind of made me be like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
Yeah, but all right, let's expand. You have a Cullinan, but you have an 12 cylindry in the garage. Let's just go new for new.
12 Chilindri.
That's the 12 cylindry. Yeah.
What is with their names?
We're going to talk about Ferrari in just a second.
Oh, boy.
So you have the Cullinan as your daily. You have a 12 cylindry in the garage. So you have your Ferrari V12.
Yes.
Or you have your Pure Songway daily Ferrari V12. And your weekend car is just...
Probably like a GT3 RS.
Yeah, okay.
GT2
Sure.
RS.
Yeah.
Or SVJ.
Oh.
Twin turboed.
All right. I'll take that. Just throw them all away.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
But you take the Pure Song and the GT3?
Probably. Keep in mind, either the Rolls or the Pure Song. It's difficult for me to picture just because I've got 4 children, 5 and under, that would demolish either of those. So that's a tough one because I'm like trying to picture myself. How would I even use this car?
Yeah.
I don't know. In that scenario, yeah,
Fair
if you have an
enough.
SVJ, what do you need? What do you need a Pure Song with? I mean, Cullinan or just get a Phantom. Like it doesn't, and then just be driven around.
Yeah.
It's just-
Extended wheelbase Phantom.
100%, yeah.
Wow, that'd be...
I was actually just with a client that was has every car you could ever dream to have, and we went to lunch, and their driver drove them in a Maybach. It was like a S600 or something, extended wheelbase. It was actually pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have your weekend car, who cares? Just
Would you rather have a driver or a chef?
I think the chef. I mean, man, that is going to benefit you in so many ways.
I would do a chef.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's surprisingly not as expensive as you
Okay,
think
here we go. Yeah.
to just get an entry level chef. Like,
Sure.
some budding, young person that's 24.
We talking live in?
No,
or they
no,
come.
not live in. Just show up every
day?
afternoon and like cook lunch and dinner. Or it honestly could just be dinner. And it could just be during the week. So just cook me 5 dinners a week.
If you could do that within the budget and it be as much as your subscription to, let's say, Lifetime. So you get rid of Lifetime because most people, you get it and then
sure,
you barely use it. And you get rid of all your other subscriptions and you put it into that. Netflix, Prime, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you be able to do it? Like, what are we talking about here? Monthly?
I bet for 5 dinners a week, I bet you're paying $200 a meal minimum for a few people. Because you got to pay the person and the ingredients.
So this is not real life for most people.
No, it's not. It's not even for me. But I don't know, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. It would be amazing. Now, would you take that over? So, what was it between a chef or a driver? Okay, so would you take a chef over an SVJ?
No,
because you're talking about $200 a day at that point. You're
yeah, it adds up.
Yeah. So,
$1,000
a chef
a week.
for a car or a weekend car?
Yeah, weekend car.
Yeah, just get Whataburger. Boo.
All right, that's about all the time we have today. If you're one of the 3 fans still listening to the podcast, thank you so much. Check out HennesseyPerformance.com, HennesseySpecialVehicles.com, HennesseyAcademy.com, TunerSchool.com.
All the above.
Yeah, and just check it out. Be a fan of the brand. Listen to the podcast for the inside information. We appreciate all of you fine young people out there and even the non-young people.
Sure.
We also appreciate you.
We'll see you next week.